We continue our reading of Lest We Forget, a daily devotional by author George R. Knight. Today's reading, July 12, Dreamers of California Dreams. He shall send his angel before thee. Genesis 24:7. God works in mysterious ways. Several weeks prior to the arrival of Loughborough and Bordeaux in San Francisco, a New York newspaper reached California containing an item that two evangelists were about to sail for California to hold religious meetings in a large tent. The article came to the attention of a group of Christians in Petaluma, a village about 40 miles north of San Francisco, who prayed that the Lord would bless the evangelists. Among the Petaluma believers was a Mr. Wolf, who dreamed that he saw two men kindling a fire that made a brilliant light, but that the local ministers would seek to extinguish the flames. But their attempts only made the fire burn brightly. Wolf learned in his dream that the two men were the same two mentioned in the New York newspaper, and that the Petaluma believers needed to help them. Thus it was that they sent one of their company to search for the preachers in booming San Francisco. With 150,000 people in the city, he wasn't quite sure where to start, so he went to the wharf, asked if anyone had recently delivered a large tent, and got the address. Within an hour, he found the two evangelists. Without telling Loughborough and Bordeaux about the dream, he invited them to Petaluma, where they would dine with Mr. Wolf, who would be able to tell the group there if these were the same men he'd seen in his dream. They were. As a result, the Petaluma group arranged for tent meetings. Some 40 persons attended, but the number rapidly swelled to 200, and then to 400, and soon it was necessary to roll up the walls of the tent so those outside could hear the sermons. Before long, the opposition predicted in the dream began as local ministers and even the leaders of the group of believers who had brought them to Petaluma began to work against the Adventist evangelists, especially after the Sabbath doctrine came up. But the meetings closed with 20 accepting the teachings and a company of believers being organized. Within a short time, they had another 8 or 9 groups organized in Santa Rosa and other parts of Sonoma County. God had worked in a mysterious way, and He still does. He operates in ways that we have no knowledge of. We are not alone in our labors for Him here on earth. The Lord still sends His angels before us. This concludes our reading today of Lest We Forget.